everyone, it's Ricky here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, the stock market had one of its sharpest drops in weeks. And yes, the reason behind it is the big Donald Trump announced new tariffs on China, especially on raw materials and key manufacturing goods. As soon as this news broke, the market reacted instantly. The S&P 500 fell about 2.7%, closing at 6,552, and the Nasdaq dropped roughly 3.6%, ending the day at 22,204. Almost every sector turned red, from tech to manufacturing, as investors try to make sense of what these tariffs could mean for the US economy. Trump's message was clear. He wants to bring manufacturing back to America and reduce dependence on China. That means imposing higher import taxes on goods like steel, aluminium, batteries, electronic components, things that many American industries rely on every day. Now, in theory, tariffs are meant to protect domestic jobs and factories, but in practice, they often raise cost for businesses. So, the moment this kind of announcement comes out, the companies start calculating how much their profit margins might shrink, and investors start pricing in that fear immediately. That is why you see a knee jerk reaction, not because the fundamentals suddenly collapsed, but because expectations changed overnight. The market hates uncertainty more than anything. Now, while headlines focus on fear, I want to share how I look at moments like this, calmly and logically. Whenever the market shakes, I don't panic, I don't rush to buy or sell, I observe. Because in moments like these, your emotions will try to control your decisions. I ask myself one simple question. Have the companies I own really changed? Did Apple suddenly stop selling iPhones today? Did Microsoft forget how to make software? Did Google lose all its users because of a tariff headline? Of course not. Most of these steps are emotional, not fundamental. The businesses I hold are still generating cash flow, still innovating, still expanding their customer base. So when I see red day, I treat it as an opportunity to observe, not to overreact. Even before this drop happened, I already had 10% cash sitting on the sidelines, ready to deploy if the market gave me opportunities. That is the part of my long term strategy. I never stay 100% invested because I want flexibility when others are forced to sell. Today, I didn't do any buying. I just watched the situation unfold. In fact, I took some more profits, trimming a few positions that had already run up a lot. So, as of today, I now hold about 15% of cash. That is my dry powder, my flexibility. I plan to start slowly adding into my favorite companies again from Monday onwards. Not in one big move, but gradually, over time. Because successful investing isn't about timing the market perfectly, it's about spending time in the market and managing your emotions while you do it. When the market falls, most people panic. That is exactly when the market tests your character. That is why I always remind myself to enter what I call the calm zone. In the calm zone, you don't look at your portfolio every minute. You look at your convictions. You remember why you invested in the first place. You stop chasing short term wins and start focusing on long term ownership. Because investing isn't about gambling with tickers, it's about owning businesses. And if the businesses you own is solid, then dips like these are not crashes, they are sales. If you look back just earlier in April this year, we had a very similar situation. Another tariff headline caused a sharp market drop. At that time, fear was just as high, but within a few weeks, market stabilized and recovered once investors realized the world wasn't ending. And here we are again. The same pattern repeating. Headlines cause fear, fear causes panic, and patience wins again. That is why I always say temporary fear cannot destroy permanent value. So today, yes, market fell, but days like these remind us why emotional control matters more than any chart or indicator. If you believe in the companies you own, then this dip is not a threat. It's just a test. Stay calm, stay disciplined, and remember, peace brings profit. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.